What if I told you that the creator of the universe gave us a sacred name, but that the full story has been a bit of a mystery? I mean, this is a name that shows up in ancient texts thousands upon thousands of times, but today it's almost completely forgotten.
Think about that for a second. Over 6,800 times. That makes it one of the most common words in the original scriptures. And yet, for centuries, people went out of their way to systematically hide it, change it, and even made it forbidden to say out loud. So you've got to ask, why?
And this is where it gets even stranger. The scripture is pretty clear that this name was supposed to be remembered forever for every single generation. So how on earth did a divine command for eternal remembrance become a tradition of, well, total silence? It's a flat-out contradiction, and it really makes you wonder what's going on.
Now, this isn't just some dusty old religious debate. Some people believe this name is more than just a word, that it might just be a key, connected to the very fabric of who we are, a secret hidden inside all of us. So, what is this name? Let's dive in and find out.
All right, so to get to the bottom of this, we've got to go way back. Picture this. A man, the prophet Moses, is on a mountain called Horeb. He's about to have a conversation that will literally change history, all starting with one simple question.
You see, Moses gets it. He can't just show up and say, "Hey, everyone, God sent me." People are going to look at him and say, "Yeah, which God? What's his name?" He needs credibility, the ultimate credential. And the answer he gets, well, it's one of the most profound things ever said.
I am who I am. Just let that sink in for a moment. That's not a title you'd find in a phone book. It's a declaration of absolute, unending, self-sufficient existence. It's an answer that's also a brand new mystery.
In the original Hebrew, the phrase is Ehe Asher Aye. What it's really getting at is that God isn't defined by our rules, by time or space. He simply is. He always was, he is right now, and he always will be. It's this incredible statement of a timeless, constant presence.
But the conversation doesn't end there. After declaring his fundamental nature, God gives Moses something much more personal. He reveals a relational name, the one he wants to be known by in his covenant, Yahweh.
And here's the instruction, and it's crystal clear. This is my name forever. There's no ambiguity, no wiggle room. It was meant to be used always. Which brings us right back to that big, glaring question. If it's supposed to be forever, where did it go?
The thing is, this name didn't just vanish into thin air. It was intentionally put away. But there's a fascinating theory that suggests it wasn't really lost at all, but was actually hidden in the most incredible place you could ever imagine, inside of us.
So here's the historical rundown. For a long time, the name Yahweh was spoken, especially by priests during temple worship. But after the Second Temple was destroyed in 70 AD, a kind of sacred fear started to spread. People worried that the name was so holy, so powerful, that it might be misused. So to protect it, they just stopped saying it. They swapped it out for titles like Adonai, which just means Lord. And over time, the actual name just faded from everyday life.
But that's just the history. This is where the story takes a turn, into something way more profound. What if the name of God isn't just a word you say? What if it's a pattern, a code, that's literally embedded in the blueprint of life?
So think about your DNA for a minute. It's the code that makes you you. It's built on 4 basic components. Now, some researchers have pointed out some really intriguing numerical patterns in our DNA that seem to echo the sacred name. But there's an even more direct and, frankly, mind-blowing idea.
The 4 Hebrew letters that make up God's personal name are Yod, He, Vav, and He. Now get this, some scholars believe these letters aren't meant to be pronounced like a normal word. Instead, they say the sounds they represent actually mimic the rhythm of our own breath. A soft inhale and a gentle exhale.
If that's true, it's an absolutely staggering thought. It means that with your very first breath and with your very last, every single person on this planet is unconsciously speaking the name of the Creator. It suggests God's name isn't just something to be said in a prayer. It's the very sound of being alive.
Now, this lost name doesn't just hold secrets about our past or our biology. According to prophecy, it has a critical role to play in the future, and it presents all of humanity with a pretty serious choice.
In the book of Revelation, there's a description of a group of 144,000 people who are sealed or protected during the end times. And what is this seal? It's not a secret handshake or a symbol. It's God's name, written right on their foreheads, showing everyone who they belong to.
And this sets up one of the most famous showdowns in all of prophecy. The world is presented with a choice between 2 marks. One is a mark of divine identity and protection, the
the name of God. The other is a mark of allegiance to the systems of the world, the mark of the beast. That name, the one that was hidden for so long, suddenly becomes the ultimate sign of where you stand.
So you have to ask yourself, was this name ever really meant to be a secret? A verse like this one from the Psalms seems to scream the opposite. The instruction wasn't to lock it away, but to call on it, give thanks to it, and tell the whole world about it. It was always meant to be known.
And that really brings us to the final question, the one for you to think about. After all of this, is the name Yahweh just an interesting piece of ancient history, a footnote? Or could rediscovering it, understanding its meaning, its connection to our very breath, and its prophetic power, could that be a powerful truth that holds real meaning for all of us, right here and right now?